So out there right now, it is just fantastic. Today, one of the best we have had in a while. It felt glorious this morning. So here's what's happening right now. Know how it's been so much cooler at the coast. Meanwhile, we've been baking in the heat. Well, we're going to get some of that air moving on into the valley finally tonight, and it's going to stay put this time. Still coming down quite heavily right now. This is from our tower camera, and you can actually see it bouncing there. And this is not large enough to do any damage, but it's not going to feel good if you're out in it. And also visibility being reduced by this. And this is right in the heart of rush hour. So if you don't have to be on the roads, don't be. It's going to be one of those situations where things look okay in the morning, and then come lunchtime and especially early in the afternoon, you're glad you're staying put and not on the roads, because that's when we're going to see the thick of things, especially for northern portions of the Willamette Valley and for the metro area. Temperatures of the surface are not going to be going up anytime soon, and that's going to be problematic because we're going to have heavier showers moving in, and with temperatures warming up above us, that means instead of snow coming down, we're going to start to see ice pellets and freezing rain, which means as we get closer to 4 and 5 o'clock, the roads could get a lot more messy than what we're seeing out there right now. So now the storm track is aimed right over the Pacific Northwest, meaning more storms, more rain, and also it puts us in a track to get more cool air from the north, and that can mean colder winters too. It is chilly. You know, the wind chill right now is in the low 20s, and when it blows really hard, it probably is dipping down into the teens up here. It is very chilly, but boy, is it beautiful. Look at all this snow behind me, and you know, it's coming a little bit early this year.
It is going to be a hot one. Let's talk about just how hot it has been so far this summer. And think about this, summer just started. Normally we see 12 days of 90 degrees or higher per summer. This year we've already hit 12 days at 90 when we hit 95 today. So we are just really ramping up for one of the hottest summers on record.
Get ready for a downpour within the next 5 to 10 minutes. That's going to be moving right into Lake Oswego, Clackamas. We're going to see that rolling right through your area too, and then eventually on up through Happy Valley, and then you can see the track here as it heads north. It's going to hit Portland and likely downtown Portland too, if it maintains itself, and so far it has. So there's going to be that possibility for moderate to even heavy showers to roll through the metro area, probably right around 5:30 or so. I'll zoom on in so you can see a closer view of where some of the heavier showers are pushing on through. There's a coin center downtown, and so you can see back toward Hillsdale, Glen Cullen, all of this highlighted in orange means there is a steady downpour right over here, and that's lifting up to the north, up through Markham Hill, and again, it's already pushed into the downtown area. Still a little lighter on the east side, but this heavy stuff is going to continue to lift to the north and the east, and so we're going to continue to see heavier showers progress through the city and even into eastern parts of the metro area. We have now been upgraded to a winter storm warning. That goes for the valley, the coast range, through the gorge, into the Cascades, and even out to the coast across northern portions of the coastline. Zooming on into the metro area, this winter storm warning starts tomorrow morning, and it goes until midnight tomorrow night. So it'll be late in the morning that we really start to see that moisture moving in, and it's going to be going into the afternoon that the travel is going to get treacherous. Look what just popped up just in West Portland now. You can see an intense shower that's just come on up. I'm going to go ahead and take a closer look at that and zoom on in and show you where that's happening, because seeing some of those deeper reds and just knowing that there was hail also coming down over in your Solar Vineyard, so over in wine country. You can see out towards Sylvan, up near Garden Home there, and pushing again into West Portland, some very heavy showers and likely some small hail, and so that is going to be a killer when it comes to traffic, because you're not going to be able to see in that. It's going to cause a standstill out there, so just be careful. This is something we never see around here in the Pacific Northwest. The atmosphere is so juiced and so dynamic that it caused 10 tornado warnings to be issued, and with these tornado warnings, what we were watching as meteorologists on the radar, literally these signatures were screaming tornadoes, and that just never happens here in the Pacific Northwest. Typically, they're quick spin-ups. A lot of times they happen between radar sweeps, and a lot of times they're so small that you can't see them. Well, out in the Midwest, when you have the big tornadoes, you can see those coming on the radar. That's what we saw today out over the ocean. I want to show you what we were seeing. See the red here and then the green here? That's a couplet, and so basically that's showing us there's a difference in wind direction right there. So you have winds in the red moving away from the radar, winds in green moving towards the radar, indicating that rotation, and you can see it doing that loop. That's where the tornado started, out over water, then went right through Manzanita very quickly. In fact, only 3 radar sweeps able to even catch it because the storm was moving so fast. This is what happens when you go from a drought to a ton of rain coming down all at once, and probably over some charred lands. And that's why you have to really keep a close eye on some of those forests when they burn, because what happens is that ground gets sealed up whenever it burns, and so it's just like concrete basically. When the water hits it, it doesn't get absorbed into the soil, and so then you look at pictures like this, and right now there are thunderstorms popping up all over the place. This is down towards Los Angeles County, Ventura County area, and what's going on is you have these severe thunderstorms and they're barely moving. So not only are they threatening damaging wind and they're threatening damaging hail, but they're moving so slowly that this rain continues to dump down, and so we're likely going to continue to see quite a bit of flooding down in this area. So just taking a closer look, you can see all in the green there, all those flash flood warnings that are in effect, and then in yellow here, severe thunderstorm warnings. There have been reports of funnel clouds down that way, and some folks even trapped in their cars due to the flooding. So just a mess, and you got to keep your thoughts with the people down there as they get through that, because they're going to be going through it for the next hour and a half or so at least with some of those thunderstorms. And you can see it right behind me. This is live radar imagery of Hurricane Matthew, and like Jeff just said, it is only about 30 miles off the coast of Florida at this point. Here's the arrow showing you the eye of the hurricane. There's Fort Pierce and there's Melbourne up to the north there. And so hurricane force winds extend 50 to 60 miles outside the center or the eye of the hurricane. So we're likely seeing this area of the coastline experiencing that. Now this is on the move. It's going to continue to head on to the north. You can see the heavy bands of rain and thunderstorm activity associated with it. So far, it is still a major hurricane. Right now, 130-mile-an-hour top winds there, and at a Category 4. As we go through the night tonight and wake up tomorrow morning, there will be some weakening, but not enough to prevent major damage from being done to the east coast of Florida. 125-mile-an-hour winds as we wake up tomorrow morning. Then as we continue through tomorrow afternoon and evening, still a major hurricane, Category 3, as it continues to skirt the coastline of Florida, if not making a brief landfall. Then it continues up to the north, and it could be skirting the Carolina coastline still as a Category 2 hurricane. Happy Friday. It's almost here, and we get a little break, and we need it because it has been so wet. We've been adding to these totals. In fact, here's the latest update as of tonight. 7.87 inches, almost 8 inches of rain, third wettest on record so far for Portland, and we still have a few more days and more stormy weather ahead to make it perhaps the wettest October on record for Portland. That's how wet it has been. Normally 3 inches is what we see in October. Instead, closer to 8 right now. 54 degrees out there, trying to catch a little break from the rain we saw earlier. If you look at this live picture from Lincoln City, and it looks like the rain is cleared now, but definitely some showers just minutes ago coming down in that area, and you can see where the rain has been pushing in along coastal areas. Coastal areas will continue to see more showers developing tonight, but inland across the valley, everything's kind of moving on out, and that's going to be the trend for the rest of the night. And so we're drying things out. We will have to watch out for fog developing tonight. So one thing to keep in mind as you head out tomorrow morning, you may not have to deal with the rain, but some areas could certainly see the fog. So watching for that, but then drying out after that very quickly. Here's a big picture view of what's happening. And so we've had this front that's been lingering here. That's now heading to the east. All eyes on this system, but this is going to be the system that kind of wimps out on us. So it's heading in our direction right now. It'll keep rain chances going for the coast, but it falls apart by the time it gets here. So that's why we're going to get a little reprieve tomorrow afternoon. And then you get back out further in the Pacific, and still a couple of storms out there, storm systems, and that is going to keep the weather unsettled through the weekend. So future radar tonight, you can see shower chances sticking to the coast. This is tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Coast range back to the coast, shower chances, but again, that front's falling apart. Watch what happens. All of it just kind of dissipates and it never makes it to the valley, and then we start to break out into that sunshine. So some good news there. Here's your forecast hour by hour for Friday. Low 50s at 7 a.m. By 11 a.m., mid 50s, still a little cloudy, but then we get out of those clouds for the afternoon, and we're talking highs right around 62, 63 degrees at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So if you can get out of work early, it wouldn't be a bad idea to do it, to get out there and catch some of that sunshine while it's here. So your noon forecast tomorrow, we're breaking out of the cloud cover, getting that sunshine going, temperatures climbing into the 60s, and then tomorrow night the clouds roll back in. But if you have Friday night plans, I think you'll be fine. The rain won't move in until so late. But Saturday morning, we'll start off on the wet side. We'll have showers around, and then going into the afternoon, it will be wet at times, mostly cloudy. In fact, we'll see shower chances for the Cascades, even into central and eastern Oregon on Saturday. And then a little dry time early Sunday before more showers roll in Sunday afternoon. So we still have plenty of chances to pick up more rain before this month is over. Your Friday forecast, though, looks dry, getting some sunshine. For the coast, too, 60s there, and then mid to upper 50s in central and eastern Oregon. Saturday, 50s and rainy out east. We'll have to dodge showers on Saturday too, and then Sunday. Second half of the day will be wet, but I think the first half, if you have plans to get out and about Sunday morning, you should be fine with the drier weather. Temperatures in the mid-50s, and then looking ahead to Monday, Halloween, and right now looks like best chance for showers would be Monday morning, and then late afternoon. By 5 o'clock, we may have a few lingering showers, but it's looking more and more likely that as we go through the evening, those showers kind of dwindle, so we could get some dry time hopefully going for the trick-or-treaters.
And in the meantime, get out and enjoy tomorrow's dry time.
Looks like the nicest day for the next several.
More rain here on the Oregon coast, but you can expect to see more than normal this winter if La Nina plays out, and it's looking more and more likely that that's going to happen. The ocean water thousands of miles off our coast is starting to cool down, and that changes the position of the jet stream, putting us in the line of fire, meaning more storms, cooler than normal temperatures, and potentially a lot more snow. Last year, Mount Hood had above average snowpack, and a potential La Nina this year means we could have another great year on the mountain.
We love anything that says La Nina on it because that usually means it's a little bit colder and that we're going to get more snow and a good quality of snow. So we're kind of banking on that.
Mount Hood has already seen over a foot of early season snow, and it's been one of the wettest Octobers on record. Still, La Nina isn't officially here just yet. Right now, we are in what's known as a neutral phase, or normal, an anything can go type of weather pattern. But even normal years tend to deliver great snow. During a normal winter in the Pacific Northwest, the snow piles quickly. And by the time we get to the holiday season, the snow base is about 8 feet deep, or at least to the top of these stairs. With La Nina on the horizon, that helps tip the odds in our favor to see even more snow on the mountain. And because it changes the storm track, that means more rain and a better chance for valley snow or ice. So here's how it works. The ocean water in the eastern equatorial Pacific has started to cool down, and that suppresses thunderstorm activity, meaning more thunderstorms developing farther west, and that puts a huge kink in the jet stream. And so now the storm track is aimed right over the Pacific Northwest, meaning more storms, more rain, and also it puts us in a track to get more cool air from the north, and that can mean colder winters too. Yeah, so this is what the outlook looks like for a typical La Nina around here. Cooler than normal temperatures for us in the Pacific Northwest. More chances for low elevation snow and ice storm events. And then you get wetter than normal conditions too, so more chances for rain. And of course, what we love in the mountain, above average snowpack typically. So that's a normal La Nina. One thing to keep in mind, looking ahead to this La Nina, is it is looking like it's going to be a weaker one. So it doesn't seem to be, the impacts are usually not as dramatic, but we'll be watching it closely.